All right, it was my personal review or take on the movie. Straight out of Compton. I thought as a movie it was a good movie. I thought it was pretty well rounded. I felt like they stopped at the right point, not to give the movie away, but I think that they did a good job of showing things that went on within the group that a lot of people just didn't know about, even myself, and I'm a rap historian, so to speak, you know. Um, but there were things that went on in the group that even I didn't know about. Um, there was one weird part that I didn't understand. They showed Pac in the studio. Someone played Tupac, and he was rapping "Hail Mary," where Dr. Dre came in, and it was basically cleaning house in the studio and going off on people. I thought that was kind of weird because Hail Mary was on the Machiavelli album, and Machiavelli came out after Dre had already left Death Row. So I didn't understand that part. I was looking at it like, that's kind of backwards as far as chronological, the chronological order of the events that took place. That was kind of backwards, to have uh, Pac rapping Hail Mary. As a matter of fact, Pac was beefing with Dre at that time. So he wouldn't have been in the studio repping Dre, or giving shots out to Dre, like they were still homies. So I thought that was weird. Because they had Dre play California Love for him at the time that he was rapping Hail Mary in the studio. I just thought that was kind of odd. Like, wait, how did, unless you're trying to tell me that Pac made Hail Mary before he made California Love? That's, I don't know. But anyway, the movie was really good. Um, it was cool to see Easy E's character. Probably for me, the Easy E's character was the centerpiece of the movie, and seeing how he went from a gangster that didn't rap at all to somebody that created this character, which it really wasn't a character, and that was the point. Even though he didn't write his own music, which I'm critical of most dudes that don't write their own music. I don't. I give you no credit whatsoever. But they were saying that the music that they were writing was really Easy E, his true personality, his true character. So once he learned to actually rap, you know, he took the Easy E thing and he embodied that Los Angeles gangster image, and it was cool just to see how that came about. Um, and the whole Jerry Heller behind the scenes, and the way he basically got in between Easy E and the rest of the group, um, and filled Easy E's head up to make him feel like he was, more important in the group. And then towards the end, it was uh, sad as hell when you saw Easy dying of AIDS, and how they were trying to put the group back together. And they were trying to put the group back together, but we all know what happened. But I didn't know that. I didn't even know that they were actually looking to put the group back together, and I could just imagine that Dre and them was probably devastated, you know. Um, but anyway, I felt like I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I would give it probably a 4. You know, at least a 4. Um, I would give it a 5, except certain parts of the movie got sped up a little too fast. Like they skipped certain areas, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like for example, I didn't see the part where um Dr. Dre and Easy E were beefing. Like they didn't do the whole Dre Day versus Real Compton City G's situation, but they did show the Ice Cube, how Ice Cube, and that was dope. Uh, that was dope. The way Ice Cube came in the studio and smashed everything, and then he did the whole No Vaseline and how they reacted to it. That was cool to see the insight of how Ruthless Records responded or reacted to the whole Ice Cube dissing them situation, and to get that inside look. Because the song was dope, and it's like funny, like Easy and them was getting dissed, and you had people that was in Rufus Records listening to it, and they was bobbing their head like, "Oh, this is dope." uh, it, but it was a lot of it was eye opening, like seeing it from Easy E's character and how he fell, how he was on top and then he fell, and towards the end he was trying to get it back to where it was. Um, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. um, but it was also, I think the key point was I didn't know how much they went through as a group with fighting against the police and all of that. Like, I knew they had run-ins and stuff like that, but I didn't know it was that deep. Um, and me being a East Coast, kid growing up, I didn't know just how bad the LAPD was, and you kind of got like an insight on that. So I thought that was dope that you got to see, exactly you know, how racist the LAPD was during that time period, and they still are. But I just thought that was dope the way that they went all in. They went all in, and they didn't. When Easy E got beat down by Suge, you know what I'm saying, by Suge and his crew, they went all in on that, and they didn't at least it didn't feel like they were really hiding too much. They kind of went in on things that happened. Somewhat of a cheesy ending, in a way with the Dr. Dre walking out with Death Row Records part. It was kind of a little cheesy, but overall, like I said, I give it a 4, maybe even a 4.5. I think if they had approached the Dr. Dre versus Eazy situation a little better, instead of just like blowing right past it, which I can understand. They were trying. I guess as far as time permitting, I feel like they blew right past it a little bit too much, um, and they didn't really show just how deep that beef really was, because they were going at it. I remember growing up, Dr. Dre versus Easy E, and that was actually one of the things that brought me into rap, was that beef. My favorite song when I was a kid was Real Compton City G's, which is real MF and G's, we know. But um, so that was probably my one major complaint. And besides that, it was a really good movie. One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Some people don't like it. Some people didn't get it. Some people aren't in the history. You know what I'm saying? I felt like this was a great movie as far as hip hop history is concerned. And I'm a fan of hip hop, even though hip hop is dead pretty much and it sucks right now. Still, it was cool to see some history on one of the dopest, if not the dopest rap group ever. So that's my take on it. Um, I feel like it was worth it was worth the ticket. It was worth buying a ticket for. You know, everybody got their opinion.